Hi Cancer, welcome to your What They Can't Get Over reading for November 19th through December 18th. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as well as the Recommend a Reader shout out, which goes to Miriam Kramer. Love and support to her. Check her out. Show her some love and support as well. This is intended to be a romantic love reading, but may resonate in other areas of your life. Also, this is something that could be a positive thing as far as what someone treasures about you and cherishes, and what they can't get over, what they don't think they'll find with anyone else, or they don't want to find with anyone else. It doesn't necessarily have to be about that which is keeping you apart, or like the grudge holding and the stubbornness and all that. And this could be about why someone is working to keep a relationship with you or wants to continue a relationship with you. All right, Cancerian, what do we got? What they can't get over for Cancerian. Yay, 9 of Cups. Okay, I like it. Come on. Oh my goodness gracious, there it is, finally. Shove those over there. Good. Okay. Oh my goodness, the Hermit, the Fool. All right. 2 9s. Interesting. Okay, so Virgo, Gemini, Virgo, Aquarius, not Aquarius, Gemini or Virgo or Aries. King of Wands, that could be Sagittarius. The Hierophant, Taurus. Queen of Pentacles, that could be Capricorn. Knight of Wands, that could be Leo. And Knight of Swords, that could be Aquarius. All right. So, I'm going to rub this in my eye. Little guys. Okay. All right, Cancerian. Okay, so we got Virgo here. All right, so what's this? What's this King of Wands about? Oh, it's red. Ooh. What's this King of Wands? What's this King of Wands about? Cancerian. What's this Hermit about? Wow. So we got 2 of Cups there. What's this Hierophant about? Why? What's this Hierophant about? This is somebody trying to work out their business. What's this Fool card about? This is interesting, Cancerian. Because what's this Queen of, oh boy, what's this Queen of Pentacles? Hold on a minute, that could be Capricorn. What's this Queen of Pentacles? Here's the thing. This is someone that likes being in a relationship, and they haven't been able to find somebody like you since. So what they can't get over is you. I feel like I've told you this before. This is someone that is, we're talking in deep thought now about this. This is someone that initially was like up and running, but there's been this kind of settling of the dust, and they have not been able to find somebody quite up to snuff. Whatever you did for them or with them, or the connection that you had, has been lingering and lasting, and this is someone that is trying to find that again who hasn't, and they're starting to question if it's themselves. Like, maybe I need to work on some things. I've had my fun, but I haven't been able to find anybody that is like my Cancerian, so what the heck's going on? And this is someone that is trying to heal their past now because of this, because they've had enough incidences or experiences since you two have been together, that they are running into the same issues with again and again with the people they've been hanging out with since. And I say hanging out loosely. This could be dating, this could be just social circles, whatever, but they keep getting the same issues reflected back to them. So they're starting to wonder, is it me? What's going on? Like I'm starting to get tired of this. Maybe what my Cancerian said or did or told me is true, and maybe I need to start considering that and looking at that. Because they want to be happy, they want to be in a relationship, and they're starting to think that maybe you are the person they're supposed to be in a relationship with. If this is somebody you are currently with, this is someone that is kind of disconnected from you to deal with some issues that are starting to come up with you that have come up with other partners. So this is someone that is kind of turning inward to deal with a lot, and what it means to be a partner to someone, what it means to be connected to someone, because they like that, but when you get down to the nitty gritty of it, that's where they feel like they always fail. And so this is someone that feels like they fall short after a certain point in a relationship, and they don't want things to end, but they don't know how to go forward because they're starting to realize that it's them and they need to deal with some issues that have been long standing for them. If you're not with this person, this is someone looking back on the relationship realizing that you were right, or at least you had some valid points. They probably are too proud to admit that you were right. But this is someone going, oh, yeah, wow, maybe they were onto something. Maybe they are right. And there could be some shame involved here. Like this is someone that is like, you know, I've suspected this, or I've known this about myself. I just hate having it reflected back to me. And since you were so important to them, they hated hearing that you exposed that side of them, or that you saw that in them too. The same thing they've been beating themselves up over and over again for years. You've seen that in them, and you probably voiced it, not even knowing, because they wouldn't share it with you because it's a shame, a secret, all that. But this is someone that they can't stop thinking about either what you said or the effect that you had on them. And they've been thinking about it a lot. And they don't know how to get out from under it. It's a mystery to them right now. This is someone who's probably searching, but nobody would know that on the outside looking at this person. For all intents and purposes, they seem like a really outgoing person, very independent, a lot of fun, this and that, whatever, but they've got some private struggle going on. And I keep getting the word echo, like your words echo, or there's certain things that keep replaying over and over for them that they haven't been able to forgive themselves for, I guess. There's a lot of shame here, a lot of shame. Eesh. What's this Knight of Wands for Cancerian? This Knight of Wands. Cancerian. I feel like you can't see all that. This Knight of Wands for Cancerian. Knight of Swords. Interesting. So we got Leo and Aquarius here. Wow. What's this Knight of Swords? Okay. This person wants to talk to you. If nothing else, they can't stand you haunting them. They can't stand it. And so in true them fashion, with the Cancerians I'm reading for, this is someone that just might kind of breeze through and be like, hey, how are you? And my life's great and everything's going good and what's going on, and just it's almost like they want it to be a surprise to protect themselves from themselves, because they can't come to you humbly and vulnerably. They just kind of want to be like a surprise thing, like they show up at your work one day, or not stalkery, but just like, oh, hey, I was in town and I just thought, did you want to this and that? And it's because that's the only way they're going to be able to do it. If this is a well thought out approach, they're going to retreat every time. Maybe the shame is connected to how they failed you in the relationship. Because this has haunted them. They haven't been able to get over it. They tried, and they made a good run of it. There was dating involved, lots of having fun, but it kept coming back to the same issues, and they were only able to get up to a certain point with their person, or their new person, or in a social situation. They have kept everybody at arm's length since, and it's been all about themselves and what they want and being happy and just living in the moment and all of that. And this is someone that now there's a lot of introspection here. There's a lot of looking at themselves, trying to figure out their past and get rid of the demons, so to speak. And you still remain. They don't know what they want, but they just don't want you to see them poorly. They can't stand feeling like they did wrong, I guess, or they want to make amends, but I don't know that this is about a relationship. I think they want you to do that. And I think it's because they couldn't bear rejection. Because for the Cancerians that I'm reading for, you were the one that ended the relationship, or you're the one that has pulled away. And it's caused them to really reflect and think, and oh my gosh, and this and that, whatever. So this is somebody that will kind of breeze into town or just reach out unexpectedly. But then the rest would be left up to you if you want this connection. Some of you are probably screaming at the screen right now and being like, oh my gosh, you had me up until that, and just, creative finger gestures and cursing and all that. But for the Cancerians that actually want a reconnection, this is someone that is too afraid to do it. They will do a surprise, hey, hi, I'm in town. But anything beyond that, there's too much shame. And they're still halfway through figuring out whatever the heck's going on with them. They're only progressing so far with that. So this would be you kind of doing the work, which is not appealing. They would want you, and it's because of this, golly, there's just profound shame. Oof. This is someone that is just, because of you, either what you said or who you were, they haven't been able to find any connection like they had with you since. Not for lack of trying. And so it comes back to you. However, it's still raw, and it's connected to some past shame or trauma. Like you reflected that back, or something, you brought that up, or you kind of said something or did something that they're just like, oh my gosh, I'm a huge failure, or this or that. And so on the surface, everybody sees that this person is like really happy and fun and outgoing and engaging and warm and inclusive, but they only let people get so close. And it's because they don't want, your person doesn't want the other people to see what you saw and to expose what you did and to call them out the way you did. And they want to make up for it, but they don't know how. And it doesn't necessarily mean a reconciliation. They just don't want to be what you said they were. They don't want to be that person. They can't stand that you see them that way. So again, with the hi, how are you, just breezing through town. And if you're receptive, then they're like, oh, okay, well, maybe we in time, But if you're kind of indifferent or cold or non-responsive, then they're like, yep, just passing through, going to keep going, just going to keep going. Don't even have to talk to me ever again. Thanks, bye. Because again, shame. I'm going to have to get a handle on that, though, because it's not like, anything's getting in there while they got that taking up space. That's for Cancerian. That's for Cancer. Huh. Time for a deep dive. Okay. I think this is, I think this might be about your person. I think your house is pretty clean here. I don't think this is about you and your shame. I think this is about your person and the introspection that's been going on. I think they're trying to get some sense of what happened or what is going on and how they can get clear of it or take it to the next level if you're still connected. But this is someone that's trying to figure out their blockages, and they're struggling, but they're trying. And time for a deep dive. Okay, that fits. This is someone taking a good hard look at things, trying anyway. Too proud to ask for help probably, but trying. And the thing is that this person has been this way much of their life. This is someone that has probably been very kind of short-sighted and selfish. All about them, because they've been protecting this shameful secret and they don't want anybody to get close to them. So they try to deflect and wow them, whatever. But there's this, after a while, that gets old because you can't trust it and you can't rely on a person like that. There's always trying to kind of wow you and deflect and avoid problems and conflict and let's go do this. No, there has to be downtime. There has to be the foundational stuff, the trust and the authenticity and the vulnerability and all that. And this person shies away from that. They always have. What else for Cancerian? Yeah. But you, because probably you called them out on it, or you saw what other people didn't, or just because they loved you, there was quite the profound connection there. It's caused them to rethink about everything and to open that back up, because they've realized that they haven't been able to find anything significant since. Illuminate. They're trying to understand. Okay. That's for Cancerian. That's for Cancer. Oopsie. Huh. I pulled 2. Look out. Incoming. 2 things. This, or no, not there. This is either the epiphanies abound here, that someone's trying to figure out their business and figure things out. Or this is a surprise visit by somebody kind of just breezing through town, you know, that like, hey, I was in the neighborhood, how are you? In the name of friendship, in the name of, you know, what we had once when is supposed to be some kind of bond that you'll still be receptive to me showing up. It's surprising, you know. Yeah, there's this, probably the epiphanies abound here. Someone's really soul searching, but also this could be a surprise visit in the name of friendship. We got that twice here. Maybe hoping to lead to a new beginning. It's going to be your choice. Part of me wonders if it's just to clear their name and to have you see them differently, so it kind of absolves them, or if this really is sincere. I think, again, with the shame, I think this person really has a problem with the way you saw them, the way you called them out. They just don't like that being reflected, because that's like this shame that they've carried around their whole life, and then you call them out, or you leave them for it, or you say what is, and they're just like, I can't bear hearing that about myself. I can't bear that you see me that way. And that's not discounting the love either that was there, but there's a mystery to you. For the Cancers I'm reading for, this person has stayed. You have never been far from their thoughts, because there's something about you that they just return to time and time again. Perhaps it was the stable, loving partnership that you once had. What else for Cancer? It's not stalkery per se, but this is someone that at the end of the day, their thoughts return back to you. Cancerian. What else for Cancer? If you're still connected to this person, this is someone that has been thinking quite deeply about how to bridge the distance in the relationship. Death. Queen of Pentacles reversed. So this is someone that's probably working a lot, doing a lot of things to try and help them think and understand what is going on. This is someone that's probably throwing themselves into work to process this, because they're going through quite a bit of changes. They're trying to leave this behind, or make some sense of it, or resolve it, or figure it out, or illuminate, being like, they're trying to put an end to them constantly going round and round and round and round and thinking about this. So this is someone that's probably not the most stable right now, or at least is, there's an imbalance in, there's not this calmness or serenity here. This is somebody that's just kind of trying to power through something and really, but then it leaves them in deficit in other areas. Like self-care is probably not really going well for this person, because they're probably just trying to tackle all the things and do all the things all the time, and you can't go hard over here, because eventually this needs attention, and there's got to be more of a balance. So this person's probably struggling with a lot of stability and balance in their lives while they go through these changes, and while they're kind of learning what's what while they're transforming. All right, so there it is in a nutshell, Cancer. I hope this was helpful. Again, don't hate me. This is, I mean, some of you are like, there's no way, and I know. But for the Cancers that I'm reading for, this was obviously very pivotal. So either this is an ex trying to make sense of it and they're going to breeze through back in, or this is somebody that you're connected to right now that is trying to figure out a way to do right by you and to be able to honor their commitments and take it to the next level. But they, in order to do that, they have now realized they've got to take care of their own secret shame, and they don't know how, and they're struggling, and it's just, this is starting, the wheels are starting to come off. Time for a deep dive. There needs to be some understanding. Stuff needs to get cleared. There needs to be an awareness. Stuff needs to get blown open here. For them, I mean, for them. All right. I hope this was helpful, Cancerian, and I hope to see you in the next reading. You take care. Thank you for stopping by.